I think I was in my first year of college and I won Fresh Face.
Oh, nice.
Times of India does
Times of India Fresh Face.
Yes,
Yeah.
वहाँ से शुरुआत हुई and then in my second year of college I was a finalist for Miss Universe India. That I was like, wow, that's happening. It's happening. Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Hey guys, I'm Mihir Joshi. Welcome to another episode of the MJ Show. जैसे मैंने हर एक एपिसोड में कहा है इस सीजन में कि ये सीजन मेरे लिए बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि अब तो बस आज जिस दिन हम शूट कर रहे हैं अब से एक महीना भी बाकी नहीं है. MJ Show will turn 10 years old. So I'm very excited about that. I want to thank everybody who's been watching from day one. Even if you come a little later on in the journey, I'm very happy that you've joined us. और भाई एक इंटरेस्टिंग सी बात मैं शुरुआत में ही बता देता हूँ. We've discovered that so many of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. So please subscribe कर दीजिए ताकि आपको मालूम पड़े हमारा अगला एपिसोड कब आने वाला है. पर अब आज के एपिसोड की बात करते हैं. I have a wonderful actress here with me. You guys have seen her in many shows, but I think a lot of you have given her so much love because of a music video that she was a part of as well. Let's discover everything about her and welcome on the MJ Show the very wonderful Natasha Bhardwaj. Natasha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
No, so you know what? I was quite excited, about talking with you. Of course, there is so much to talk about. You got a new show out. By the way, नया शो जो है उसका नाम है
Ishq Next Door,
which is streaming free on
absolutely free on Jio Cinema.
हाँ, ये मैंने इन्हीं के एक रील में देखा था कि वो by the way streaming absolutely free है, क्योंकि Jio Cinema का एक पार्ट प्रीमियम भी है.
हाँ,
और
exactly.
एक जहाँ पे आपको पेमेंट करना पड़ता है. ये तो पेमेंट भी नहीं, आप जाओ बिंदास देखो,
जाइए देखिए, have a good time.
And it's a fantastic show. So we'll talk about the show. We'll talk about मान मेरी जान. Am I saying it correctly? मैंने बराबर कहा ना? हाँ. वैसे ही कहना.
Of course.
नहीं, क्योंकि जब वो गाते हैं तो मान मेरी जान वो तो थोड़ा वो मैंने बोला ठीक है, but you know what I'm talking about. फिल्म के गाने में आपने इनको देखा था. So let's talk about everything. But as I always do when somebody comes on my show for the first time, शुरुआत करते हैं.
Do I need to dance and do a thing, a jiggle?
No. I go into what I call the origin story, क्योंकि हर एक एक्टर, हर एक सिंगर, हर एक आर्टिस्ट की एक ओरिजिन स्टोरी होती है. मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि हर एक आर्टिस्ट एक सुपर हीरो की तरह होता है, तो सुपर हीरोज की जैसी origin story होती है. I want to find out a little bit about your origin story. How did this journey begin? Now you've been doing this, कितने साल? You've been doing this for a few years, 5-6 years. Yeah. So how did you always know growing up कि मुझे बड़ा होके actor बनना है, I want to perform?
I love how I've already become a superhero. Thank you so much, and I have to say, Mihir, it is such a pleasure here, sitting here talking to you. I genuinely feel that I was born to be an actor.
Lovely.
क्योंकि मेरा बचपन से ही वो सपना रहा है that I am going to be an actor. I'm going to live like an actor. I'm going to be that artist. And वो हमेशा से ही था. And there was never a plan B. Like technically there was, because my mother is a doctor and an advocate.
Wow.
So I'm like, and she was like, see beta, she's not only been supportive, she's very actively been part of the process. So like she's gone to drama schools, she's watched theatre with me, she's opened me up to world cinema. So she's very actively been part of the process of grooming me, not only as an individual but as an actor. And the reasons kept changing as to मुझे actor क्यों बनना है. Because initially, of course, when I watched my first few films, of course it was a K3G, of course I was inspired by Pooh and that whole thing.
Right.
And the whole glamour. But then after that, as soon as my mother started exposing me to world cinema, तब मुझे पता चला कि it's actually the craft that I'm attracted to.
Beautiful, yeah.
And since I don't belong to the industry, I used to think about this so much, and ये मेरी काफी conversations हुई हैं with my mother, that the dream looks so far-fetched. How will I get my first break? How will this happen? And she's like, finish your studies, work on your craft, go. The world is like, it's your oyster. Just go and explore. And I was like, yeah, we've got to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I think I got the strength.
I love what you just said about. I'll actually talk about two things that you mentioned and how I kind of relate with it. बहुत सारे लोग पूछते हैं कि Now, this, by the way, is year 20 that I'm stepping into of being in the entertainment industry.
Woohoo! Claps on that. That's a big thing.
But like you, I come from a background of engineers and doctors.
You know it. Well.
Yeah. So in fact, 2003 में मैंने मेरी electronics engineering खत्म की 4 सालों में without you know, I'm an electronics engineer. And एक पूरे 4 सालों में बस एक ही केटी लगी थी, वो भी फर्स्ट सेम में मैकेनिक्स में.
Don't lie.
एक केटी, उसके बाद 40 मार्क्स 39 मार्क्स 1 मार्क ग्रेस करके कुछ भी करके पास किया. सर्टिफिकेट मिलने के बाद आई टोल्ड माय फादर दैट you know, I got to get out, I got to do my own thing. Even during my engineering college days, I used to be the lead singer of the college band. तो कॉलेज बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट था. मुंबई में फादर एग्नेल्स में थे, तो पढ़ाई करनी जरूरी थी. बट ड्यूरिंग दैट 1 month of that college festival time, they would let us freak out, you know, like have a great time. So I always say कि यार 4 साल engineering करके I learned how to become a singer, how to be a performer on stage. And the moment engineering got over, I told my dad that I got to pursue my dream now and get into the music space. I didn't know.
How was his reaction to that?
Not just him, everybody was shocked कि you know यार ये अच्छा बच्चा है. He was always a good student.
अच्छा बच्चा.
हाँ यार 12th standard तक.
No, now you're not अच्छा बच्चा.
हाँ अभी तो यार सब लोग बोलने लगे मेरे you know, and we worked with my father worked with Bharat Petroleum, so we lived in a colony with everybody was uncle aunties. सब लोग एक दूसरे को पहचानते. क्या कर रहे हो, आपका बेटा इंजीनियर बना है, उसको अच्छा जॉब वगैरह तो आराम से मिल जाएगा. What are you letting him do all this radio business for? But for me I was very clear that there's no plan B. I love this more than anything else, and I cannot imagine doing anything else. So I always say that the only time you should embark on a journey in the entertainment space is when it means so much to you that you cannot imagine doing anything else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You get it. It's such an artist thing, you know, to say.
यही करना. And it's never easy. I'm sure अभी हम, and that was going to be my next question. जब शुरुआत किया तो you must have realized कि यार it's not, nobody is opening up doors for you.
Nobody.
Especially considering you were not from the industry.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your early days. How was it finding work, getting you know, getting meetings to happen, getting auditions to happen? वो कैसे शुरू हुआ वो समय?
It's been a while, and it's like you said, doors are not going to open. You're going to have to go, knock, push open some doors. And while I've said that, I also feel कि इतने दरवाजे होते हैं, you have to pick the right one.
Yeah.
Because it's not like there's a curriculum you follow, you get your degree and then you apply for the job. You don't know what would, you know, help you qualify for that job, or what makes you get the job or not get the job.
Correct.
It's so subjective, and there's no control over the outcome. It's not like, okay, you have some questions and you know answer those. ये किया तो यही होने वाला है. हाँ, मतलब वो नहीं है. It's very like हो गया तो हो गया, नहीं हुआ तो नहीं है. There's no this thing. So I think I started कहाँ? When I was in college, I used to participate in every college fest. I was on stage winning solo dances, group dances, doing theatre in college, and basically, that's how I used to also get my attendance sorted. Jeez. But actually, बहुत सारी चीजें college में ही हो गई थी. So
which college were you in, by the way?
So I studied in Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, okay.
So I'm a proper Bombay girl. So I've traveled. 5 years of my life has been like trains, getting locals, getting the train right, getting the seat right. So it's been that plus the auditions. You will know because it is the Bombay thing to do.
Correct.
So I think I was in my first year of college, and I won Fresh Face.
Oh, nice.
Times of India does
Times of India Fresh Face.
Yes. So I won that, and that was my very first experience. My first, you know, it was very fancy, and I did like a really nice Bharatnatyam and belly dancing mix. And wow, I was exploring different things. So I think वहाँ से शुरुआत हुई, and then in my second year of college, I was a finalist for Miss Universe India. That I was like, wow, that's happening. It's happening. Let's do it. Let's go for it.
That's amazing.
That was a very different experience.
Very cool.
Just got to learn so much from Lara Datta. She is such a graceful woman, and I think all of us were just in awe. We would just sit and watch and be like, wow, she's so graceful. Learn as much as you can, and I think
amazing.
I feel like a big part of who I am is being a sponge, just absorbing everything. So I would just be this girl sitting, seeing what she's doing, what she's not. So that was a very, very different experience. And uske just baad mein, in my third year of college, I was auditioning a lot, and I think right now if you ask me a number of how many auditions I've done, it's probably 500-600 auditions for sure. So ये है मेहनत. But at that time I remember I'd auditioned for a show that it was a reality show that I auditioned for. I remember Mukesh Habra was doing the casting for this. And it was a show that really fascinated me because like I said, मेरी journey की शुरुआत ही पू के character से हुई है. And you know the blower, the sari, the not applicable, all of that. So that whole that feel, the dharma feel was in my head, and of course, you know, then eventually when I watched cinema, things changed and grew from there. But this show was going to be judged by Karan Johar and Rohit Shetty, and I was like, you know what? I need to claw my way through.
Get there so that I can be seen.
Get there, just get that platform, just be around such prolific people जिन्होंने industry में कितनी सारी चीजें define करी हैं.
बिल्कुल.
And I remember I got a call back, and I did a Ram Leela wala scene, and that was, I love that film. I love it. I am a big huge Sanjay Leela Bhansali fan, and I'm like, I would love to be a fly on the wall also, but just getting to work with him, and I was like so happy. And I was like, shit, am I making a fool of myself? But somehow it got through, and I did the show, and I won the show. And
Let's go!
Like, yeah, I was so happy about that, and I think that show was my PhD.
Lovely.
In terms of acting, in terms of life, because वो जो set था. We were staying in an academy. 4 mahine I was there.
For those of you who may not know, what was the show called?
It was called India's Next Superstars.
India's Next Superstars. Lovely.
Yes, and I would just see Karan Johar and Rohit Shetty do their thing. Just they're very they've made it from ground up.
Yep.
अगर आप बैठ के उन्हें बस देख लें, because on a reality show set आप बैठे हैं बहुत टाइम तक, बहुत सारी चीजें चल रही हैं.
Correct.
And I would just sit and watch and be like, you know, they're actually very, very hardworking people.
Yep.
They're so creative, and there's a reason they are pioneers of the industry.
Absolutely.
So and to top that, Bhatt साहब आ गए.
क्या बात है.
Mahesh Bhatt was the revelation in my life. He is the revelation in my life क्योंकि he would sit with us for like 12 hours. कहाँ मिलते हैं 12 घंटे आपको महेश भट्ट के साथ.
That's
amazing. It was amazing. I think that was the time मैंने इतना कुछ सीखा because he's lived a very different life.
Yeah.
And just hearing things from him, and I'm like, wow, there were different things that were just getting unlocked. And you know, Mihir, he would just, there was this one day where हम सब बैठे थे academy में, नीचे ज़मीन पे बैठे थे, and he would sit, black shirt and black pants is his thing, and black chappals, and he'll walk in with his coffee, and then when the show starts, we're all sitting, we're not aware, cameras hai, nahi hai, it doesn't matter, because that's like a full workshop that's happening.
Correct.
हम बैठे, and he holds everybody's hand एक एक करके, so he holds my hand, and I'm like, okay. And there's something he does. He looks into your soul, and you'll start dripping. You'll just start crying.
Wow.
That happened with everyone.
My Lord.
And that was वो एक अलग ही revelation था.
Such a powerful thing, right? To be able to experience that.
It is, and I don't know what unlocked, but I've never had the fear of jumping into anything after that. I'm like, I'll make a fool of myself. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll just. ज़्यादा क्या होगा? नहीं होगा. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make an absolute idiot of myself.
I love that.
And he's like, we would perform. There was a stage which was maybe this tall, and sab baithe, and he would come and he would just like frame right here. We're performing. There are two actors talking, and he'll be here. And I'm like, am I supposed to get distracted? And it's very, very, intimidating and daunting and overwhelming. I'm like, oh. But that is what I think just prepared me to be ready between action and cut. That's my most sacred space.
That's beautiful.
So that was a very, very brilliant journey. And then
I don't know why I just have goosebumps right now thinking about those moments, about learning like that, about being around, like you said, stalwarts, pioneers, people who've done it for so long. And just लगता है कि यार ये आसान होता है, या it's such a glamorous life, एक्टर बनना, सिंगर बनना, पर उसके पीछे इतनी मेहनत जाती है, इतना डर होता है, इतना एक क्या कहते हैं, unsure होने का एक वो पूरा, like you said, even in front of him when you had the camera, you didn't know what to do, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, you got to go past that, to use a corny ad line, डर के आगे जीत है. It's actually true.
It is.
You've got to overcome your fears to be able to go past that and then experience the joys of doing what you do or what any artist does. That's beautiful. You know, segue here for you said you had to audition. You did like Ram Leela thing. You know, you grew up watching you know, Karan Johar movies. I would just as a fun thing, just if there's a dialogue from any movie that you can remember, imagine put yourself back a few years ago when you did that audition, and can we see you do something here right now?
From that audition?
Either from that audition or some movie that you remember from your childhood, something, one of those inspiring movies that, or you know, any character. It could be a fun character too.
There've been such inspiring characters and such inspiring actors who have done some really great work, and it's so hard to pick. But there's this one dialogue that I am a huge Priyanka Chopra fan, by the way. Like
Wonderful.
So there's this one dialogue that Priyanka Chopra says.
So that's your camera.
That's my camera.
And action.
आप हमसे हमारी जिंदगी मांग लेते, हम आपको खुशी खुशी दे देते, पर आपने तो हमसे हमारा गुरूर छीन लिया. Wow, that was like so good. Like she's too good. I remember she came for the very first episode for India's Next Superstars, and I was like, guys, I think I might faint on stage or just pass out. So just keep things ready. And I hugged her. I had a moment. I was like, this is it. I've arrived.
There you go. Fantastic stuff, guys. You know, when you really work hard and you put your complete passion into doing something, somehow the universe conspires and makes things happen. So, for instance, I remember.
You just did a Shah Rukh Khan, right?
Right.
Sari kainat.
Exactly. But you know, it's one of the best things about movies that you love is every movie, हर एक जो dialogue है, it's so deeply rooted in reality. It's not just fantasy that has been made up and you fall in love with it. The reason you fall in love with these lines is because you resonate with them in a way which makes you feel यार ये मेरे life के बारे में भी valid है, या अगर मैं ये करूँ तो शायद ये मेरे लिए valid है. I love that. And I love what just happened here. यार इसी में एक शॉट बन जाएगा, एक रील बन जाएगा, हम ये जरूर डालेंगे और प्रियंका चोपड़ा को टैग करेंगे. आप भी प्रियंका चोपड़ा को टैग करिए. Of course she's met her, but she should see this. She should definitely see this. Anyhow, back to your journey. So auditions happened. You got to win that show. When did your first sort of break happen, like as an actor?
Surprisingly, Mihir, what happened is after I won the show, I had to give my final term exams because obviously I couldn't give it while I was in the show, so I had to give it with the defaulters, which is fine as long as finishing my graduation, because I also wanted to do my masters.
Oh wow!
Okay. So my mum has also done her masters in philosophy.
Oh wow!
So I'm basically her junior, but I did only 1 year. I have to finish it.
Okay.
Hopefully hoga. But
so 1 minute. So you did a masters in philosophy after finishing?
But only 1 year.
You began. You got 1 more year, but that's what you started after finishing your graduation.
No, I did that in lockdown.
Oh, during lockdown?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I wanted to do another year, but तब lockdown खुल रहा था and मेरा show release होने वाला था, and then somehow I've not been able to pick it up. But it was a very fancy concept. I was like, I'm my mother's junior, so that was amazing. Like super fun.
You know, it's interesting. I do want to get back to the question I asked you, which was your first show. But doing a master's in philosophy, I would imagine would be very useful or helpful for an actor, right? Like getting to understand people and putting yourself in those situations. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Tell me if I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. But I feel it's not. Psychology is about people. Philosophy is more of वो आपको एक नजरिया एक different dimension explore करने का awareness देता है.
हाँ, right. Of course. I think I misconstrued the
two
words.
But it is. It's very rooted to human nature. That's what
exactly.
It is. It is about that, and there are just so many theories that just give perspective. And आप एक तरीके से सोचते, it's like there's a building you see from here. आप देख रहे हैं ये तो ऐसी, but then your mind doesn't go कि आप अगर पीछे से मुड़ के जाएंगे तो वहाँ से आपको building अलग दिखेगी. Like no, it's the same. It's just a building, but no, there are different aspects of it. So
wonderful.
That's what it opened that aspect up for me.
Well, I wish you the best. I hope you do your second year
I
as well.
hope.
And
My HOD is.
that would be amazing.
Yes,
you know?
she'd be happy.
And also, it would be such a cool thing, like such a interesting flex to say that, hey, I'm an actor. I've done so many shows. I'm in a music video with over 400 million views, and I have a master's in philosophy.
That sounds amazing. That should go on my CV right now.
But okay, so first break as an actor.
Yes. So for the first 6 months or 9 months after I won the show, I was busy giving my exams, but I didn't get a single call for an audition.
Oh, after having won the show?
After having won
That's
a
crazy.
dance, an acting reality show, मुझे एक कॉल नहीं आ रहा था.
यार, it's like saying Indian Idol जीतने के बाद Indian Idol के winner को एक गाना नहीं मिला. It's so strange. How did that?
It was big, and I was 20 when I won that show, and I was like giving my exams. So I was like, let me get done with
Finish
this.
with that,
But in my heart, I was like, what's happening? It was such an uncomfortable feeling. I'm like, did I do something wrong, or what happened? I was just trying to figure what went wrong there. And then I realized that, oh wait, people don't know that I am, I want to audition, because the show was completely different, and there was something else that was supposed to happen. But then I finally started reaching out to casting directors again and telling them that, so if there's anything, ma'am, if there's anything that you think would fit, please call me. And that's when things started rolling, and I started giving more auditions. And the first web series I did was called Pavan and Pooja. That was on MX Player.
That was in 2000 and what?
17.
17, yeah.
17.
Right, MX Player.
2018.
2018,
yes,
okay,
yes,
nice.
That was that. And again, brilliant cast. Getting to just work with the Gulpanag, Sharman Joshi, Mahesh Manjrekar, Deepti Nawal. These are actors who you just want to sit and watch.
I can imagine, yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah, and it was amazing. It was quite fun, and I was just really happy that I've got my first show, and I could see that dream change to reality.
Lovely.
Because after 6 months of no work and just studying, I was like, okay, back on track. I might have to think of plan B. Because if I wasn't an actor, I would have been a lawyer, for sure.
Wow.
Because I have, like, I think my mom also is like, I think you'd be a great lawyer. I'm like, great, thanks, mom.
Nice.
And then, of course...
Hey, shout out to her mom. She feels like such an important part of the journey of the story.
She's a badass.
It is so important when you are doing something different to have parents or family members who support your dream. मुश्किल होता है क्योंकि अकेले से सब कुछ करना. अगर आपके लाइफ में एक भी ऐसा कोई सपोर्ट स्ट्रक्चर हो जो आप पे विश्वास करता है, आप पे भरोसा करता है and सपोर्ट करता है आपको, always remember to thank them, value them, cherish them, never take them for granted, because these are the guys who will be the bedrock of your life and your foundation, no matter how big a star you become. क्योंकि उन्हीं के कारण आप शुरू कर पाए, and you could sustain your journey when things were not phenomenal. So shout out to your mom.
Big shout out, mommy. Love you. Yeah, no. So, and then after that, I think I did. So what did I do? I did Mumbai Diaries. Yeah. Mumbai Diaries.
Speaking of which, second season अभी जल्द आने वाला, right?
Yes, very soon. Very soon. Very second season. Super excited. Very nervous. I'm gonna have to do like an entire workout before the show comes out.
Wow.
Just like, yeah.
So second season की shooting हो चुकी है already.
Second season की shooting हो चुकी है.
And season 1 was about 2611.
Yes.
And what is season 2 about? कहीं disclose किया है trailer में?
कहीं disclose नहीं किया है, but all I can tell you is that was Mumbai Diaries 2611. This is Mumbai Diaries.
Aha.
So
जो आप इसमें से समझ पाओ समझ लो. I always want breaking news on the show, पर यहाँ पे she didn't break.
This is quite breaking. I don't. This kind of will give away a little bit.
Interesting. What do you think this second season is about? ये हमें बताइए comments में. And वापस याद दिला दो, if you're not subscribed, you're halfway through this episode right now, almost towards the end. Please subscribe to the channel. Yes.
Now.
Yes. So Mumbai Diaries season 2 is coming out.
Yes.
But you have a show that's out right now, which has episodes dropping every day. Every day.
हर रोज एक episode आ रहा है. I think आज हमारा 5th episode आएगा.
I have watched the first 2 episodes and I absolutely loved it. It's such a real human story. आप अगर देखोगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा. Now सच बताता हूँ आपको, had I not been meeting her, I probably would have missed out on it because I watch a lot of content. तो यार मुझे plan करना पड़ता है कि मुझे ये देखना है, ये देखना है. I may have missed out on this show because it's not my genre. I mean, I don't watch romantic TV series as such. But when I did see it, I was like, wow, man, I think I should be watching more stuff like this. It's such relatable, beautiful stories.
Wow,
all the actors you have
you.
in the show with you are again
Terrific.
wonderful people,
Yeah.
terrific people. So how was your experience on this latest show that you've done?
It's been a very long wait because हमने ये शो 2 साल पहले 1.5 साल पहले शूट किया था.
Oh wow, okay.
So एक्टर की लाइफ में वेट बहुत होती है. That patience. So this has been something that has been overcooked. The patience. So I think we had a lot of fun shooting for it, and I'm just so glad that because I know that this is not a genre, especially nowadays because OTT इतना खुल गया है.
बिल्कुल.
And बहुत there's a lot of thriller, there's a lot of real, there's a lot of docu-oriented cinema that's coming. तो कुछ slice of life हमें नहीं देखने मिलता.
बिल्कुल.
So this was something. In fact, when I was given a narration of the script by the director, and by the end of it, it just made my heart smile.
Lovely.
I was so happy. I'm like, Mihir is such a sweet, simple girl.
Yeah.
दिल्ली की कॉलोनी की कहानी है. Again, सबको जैसे you know because you know colony.
Correct.
कि सबको सबके घर के बारे में पता है. Everybody has an opinion on something. सबको पता है कि यहाँ bargaining चल रही है किसी चीज़ की. इसके घर में ये कलेश मच रहा है.
Correct.
So this is what the story is. It's very relatable. There are times
very relatable, very real.
You will find people like that in your life. कि ये तो
ये
तुम्हारे
तो
साथ हुआ है.
हाँ,
ये तो वो वाला है. ये तो ये लग रहा है. हाय ये तो मेरी स्टोरी है. So it's that.
ये जो तुमने कहा ना इतना सही है कि because there is so much content to watch, most people की उनको देखना है stuff which is super heroes है, ये है, बड़ा है, you know, fantasy, dramas, thrillers. आजकल even movies अगर देखो तो there are so few movies which come out which is just purely romantic stories. Like you said, growing up, the movies that you watched and fell in love with, you know, आते हैं, but you know, you still gravitate towards, like, even if you look at the films from the south which are coming and causing such a major stir. Absolutely. They're either magnum opuses like a PS2 or you know you've got your action films and you've got your action stars. तो जब ऐसी एक प्यारी सी कहानी भी मिलती है आपको देखने के लिए, it's such a joy, it's such a it just makes you smile. Like you said, and the silliest thing. I don't even feel like I should say it, but when I heard the character's name is Mihir, I started laughing because you know my name is Mihir, and when, my wife and I used to always say if we have a daughter, maybe we should name her that, because then how funny would it be if her name is Mihir, Joshi, whatever.
That is so cool, yeah.
Because I told you, I'm feeling so weird right now that I just brought something like that, but that's the first thing I thought when I heard your name over there. I was like, अरे यार ये तो वैसा है.
ये तो मेरी कहानी है. See, it's that relatable. It's that relatable.
That's what I was just saying. कि कुछ ना कुछ तो मिलेगा which you can connect with and relate with. I just realized she just said it and I kind of proved her point. But so you know we've spoken about these. Oh, by the way, Mumbai Diaries आ रहा है. Is there anything else in the pipeline that people should know about?
There are a few things, but
anything that you can disclose. I know everything. हर बार यही होता है कि you know there is an embargo कि अभी तक इसके बारे में बात करना है, इसको disclose नहीं करना है. If there is something that you can disclose, this is the time to tell it.
No, then I'll not get work after that. इसके बाद काम नहीं मिलेगा और हमें काम करना है. तो जब तक makers भी बोल रहे तब तक हम हमारा अभी नया शो आया ना, अभी मुंबई डायरीज आने वाला है.
मुंबई डायरीज आने वाला है. बढ़िया है. So 2 things now, final things that I want to talk about. One is of course you know the big music video that I spoke about. How did that happen in your life and how has it changed your life? Because I would imagine it's something that you can't escape from now, right? Like it's that song. It's
I don't
that
want to. It's
I'm sure you don't want to either.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's such a huge song. It's such a popular song. I mean, people would like. I remember there are so many actresses जो music videos में थी. They were called that song. Of course, you've done so much beyond that. So you know, you're not just called the Man Meri Jaan girl or whatever.
Yes.
But you know, I'm sure when it came out and it became a huge thing, at least for a while, that must have been how people were recognizing. अरे आपको हमने उस music video में देखा.
Yeah, it still is, and it's so funny because there are different people who remember me for different work. Different works that I've done. Like, and जो लोग हैं जिन्होंने starting से मेरी journey देखी है, it's so commendable. I just want to go and hug them. Like that's my emotion because I know कि कहाँ से कहाँ आई हूँ and they've seen that. They've stuck with me through all those times. But yeah, Man Meri Jaan it's exploded, and in fact I shot for Ishq Next Door. The director is Akhilesh Vats, and there's a funny story, and you'll connect it. When he gave me the narration for Ishq Next Door, and I loved it, मैंने बोला yes sir करते हैं ये बहुत प्यारी कहानी है, and we started shooting. And I think on the second day itself, I felt this weird vibe from him, and it was as if he was losing faith in me. And I was like, oh, I got very uncomfortable because I was like, how do we fix this? How do we do this like seamlessly without having a massive confrontation? And then he was trying to direct me in certain ways, and I was just like, I've got to step up, I've got to step up. I can't have my director lose faith in me. And then things changed 360, and I entirely, because I'm an actor, if my director tells me to jump, I jump. That's how vulnerable I want to be with my director. So then once I made that jump, things went through smoothly, and today we have our show out. But like I said, it's been 2 साल हो गए हैं show को shoot किए almost, and the same director has also directed Maan Meri Jaan.
Oh wow!
Which is why, and I shot for Maan Meri Jaan after Ishq Next Door.
Ishq Next Door.
And he is like, this is a different version of Mihir.
You know what?
There's a thread.
Now here,
she's a different character.
I did not know that it's the same director.
Which is why
but you know, when I saw the music video and I saw these first 2 episodes, I was like, यार ये तो लग रहा है कि यार इसी म्यूजिक वीडियो की एक जो एक्ट्रेस है, I mean the story जिसके बारे में है, she could kind of fit into this world. It's not the same girl, it's not the same character, but she could fit into this world as well, you know.
Yeah, because they're both Delhi stories, but different parts of Delhi and different situations. जहाँ in Maan Meri Jaan she's having that conflict कि I can't do this. Arpan, tu chala ja, mat tang kar mujhe. And then when he goes, my favorite shot is picking up the lehenga and running. I was like, Akhilesh, this is my dream shot. You made it happen. So I think, and while we shot this for like 2 days, we shot Maan Meri Jaan in 2 days. And I've worked with Arpan, with King before for Khwabida. We did a campaign where I was skating, stabbing him with a knife. So much fun. Loved it. So he is... We all know he's a sensation, but he's such a hard-working person.
Oh wow,
because and when I was shooting for those 2 days with him, it's just so interesting and amazing to see the process of a singer doing a music video with such heart and soul. And I mean, you sing, you know, and the power of voice in music is to another level. So when I got a chance to do this, I was thrilled, and you know, हमने सोचा भी नहीं था that it's gonna turn into this massive, huge success, and it happened. And we've celebrated every milestone in our small little ways. I think the first time we hit 100 million, we went for a drive, and we usually connect our phone like Bluetooth से connect करते हैं, but that day somehow we didn't, and radio चल रहा था, and I think रात के 11 बजे थे, and suddenly radio पे मान मेरी जान बज गया, and I was like, this is brilliant.
That's awesome.
We have Arpan, we have Natasha, and Maan Meri Jaan baj raha hai, and it was very surreal.
That's beautiful.
Cut to today when I think Nick Jonas has done an Afterlife, which is amazing, and I met Priyanka for Citadel. She's amazing in that, and she knew who I was, and I was like, I have arrived. I need a tissue. I need to cry. So quite a journey.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Hey, by the way, for all of you who are fans of King, comments me please likho. You know, the MJ show has had pretty much everybody in the music industry. I've not had King on the show. I would love to have
King on the show.
I would love to have him on. I'd love to talk to him. So, bhai, agar aap dekh rahe ho, please come. We'll talk about your journey as well, and talk about the song from your perspective, how it was working with her. Speaking of which, how was it working with him on this? I mean, yes, you told me how he is a hardworking guy, but for you, the experience of working in a music video, wo kaisa tha?
It was really fun. The best part about shooting for music videos is you don't have to get mic'd. It's a very technical thing, guys, but it's a
simple thing,
Yeah, but it's fun. I think my first music video that I shot was for a Rochak Kohli track, which was beautiful. We shot this in Ooty, beautiful. So I think if that song touches something in my heart, it makes me wanna, if I feel something deeply, that's when I want to do it. And I think that happened with not only Khwabida, but with Maan Meri Jaan also.
Nice.
And now it is out, and now it's a people's song. But I had that privilege of listening to that track on loop before it was out, and
that's awesome.
Creating my own fairy tale. And when it happened, it was just so organic and nice. The entire team, King's team, is so supportive, is so dedicated in creating magic, and I love such people, you know, who have that spirit and that passion and drive to work and come together. So it was fun.
That's beautiful. Final thing before we wrap up, if you follow her on Instagram, by the way, if you're not following her on Instagram, please do that now.
Please do.
ये screen पे हमने अभी Instagram handles डाल दिए हैं, जो आप देख रहे हो अभी यहाँ पे. Follow both of us on Instagram. But definitely, if you do follow her on Instagram, you will see in between all the glamorous shots and promos for her shows and whatever else that are coming out, you see a whole bunch of dance related content. In fact, I remember seeing a highlight of yours also on Instagram, which is about dance.
Yeah.
So how did your passion and love for dance begin?
So I'm a Bharatnatyam dancer.
Wow, okay.
I am a Bharatnatyam Visharad and a brown belt in karate. Those things I simultaneously started.
I'm a brown belt in karate too. I did, what was it called? Shitoryu style of karate. So there was Taekwondo and there was Shitoryu. There were two. So I did, so yeah, I mean, it gives you tremendous amount of discipline. I did it when I was like a kid. You know, 10th standard में जब black belt के लिए जाने का मौका था तब as all good students do बताया गया कि भाई अभी कराटे वराटे छोड़ो, पढ़ाई करो, मुंबई में
आपने तो engineering करी है, of course.
So yeah, so karate छूट गया, but yeah, it's an amazing thing.
It does get that discipline and the thing is, my mother put me into this at a very young age. And I skate. So I think before I started walking, I started skating. So I think Mama she put me in karate. Bharatnatyam is something I discovered, and it was very odd because I saw other kids around me, they were getting into hip hop, and I somehow gravitated towards Bharatnatyam.
That's amazing.
It was, I think that was, but it was really, that has given me a lot of discipline. So Bharatnatyam is a base, and I remember, in fact, Karan Johar, there was also dancing in India's Next Superstars, and he would always make sure to say that, you know, because you have a classical background is because you can do things. And वो पारखी नज़र जो है ना, कि आपको समझ आ जाता है कि एक actor, एक dancer कहाँ से आ रहा है. It's that texture.
Correct.
Just gives you a lot of motivation to move forward. But yeah, dance has always been part of who I am, and it helps me a lot when I act. And I think you have the gift of voice, which will also make you a great actor because you have that access. You can, you know, access different pitches, different, like it comes from your core. So that really helps. So I think dance is something that I always go back to.
You know, when you say that, I just realized, मैंने बताया कि, you know, I've been doing Hindi commentary for WWE for over 5 years now. And I realize when I do commentary there, I'm actually voice acting over there. Because वहाँ अब हम अभी जैसे बात कर रहे हैं,
हम हमारे जैसे बात कर रहे हैं, normal.
It's not like, for instance, if I had to just do a little bit of commentary for her.
Please do.
So here's what we do to talk about her latest show, Ishq Next Door, right?
Ishq Next Door.
हमारे साथ आज है इस स्टूडियो में नताशा भारद्वाज, जिनको आप देख सकते हैं हर दिन एक नए एपिसोड में इश्क नेक्स्ट डोर पर, जो आपको पूरी तरह फ्री में मिलेगा. फ्री में मिलेगा आपको जियो सिनेमा पर. फक, I made a mistake. यार इसको एडिट करते हैं, इसको एडिट करेंगे.
No, let it be. It's okay यार. बड़े-बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती है.
चलो नहीं एडिट करेंगे. मैंने गाली भी दे दी इसमें. चलो वो भी नहीं निकालेंगे, रखेंगे आपके लिए. My point is, this is what I do. So, you know,
was amazing,
it's a different tonality. You know, it's high energy. It's and then of course, you know, when there are times when the superstars are talking, so we are actually we are translating them into Hindi as well. So imagine that you're doing something, you're speaking it in English, and I have to say the same thing in Hindi. So then we have to go into that tonality. So if somebody is like a high pitch guy, doing it high pitch, somebody's talking very softly. So you know, get that in that voice, and you know, you're expressing it in that way. So it's I mean, it's a lot of fun.
He is so talented. I'm so glad that you're doing what you're doing, and you're I mean, as much as he would have killed it in engineering, I know that for sure. But we're very happy to have you here.
No, seriously, I keep telling you, अगर किसी company में join होता, I would have definitely burned it down, man. Like I wasn't meant to be an engineer. वो मुझे मेरे पहले semester में मालूम पड़ गया था. I even told my dad.
Then you really pulled it off,
Yeah, man. Like कैसे किया भगवान. My dad gave that trick sentence that parents give their kids कि यार ये 3 साल और है कर लो बस 3 साल भाई 3 साल 3.5 साल कितना टाइम होता है नहीं यार नहीं यार anyhow final thing I saw on your Instagram you're into F1 such a different thing how did that happen
I love cars and horses. दो बहुत महंगे शौक हैं ये.
You also told me you ride horses.
Yes.
क्या बात है
Yes, that's again something that keeps me grounded into myself. क्योंकि बॉम्बे में रह के, you know, it's such a fast life and also an actor. तो I just need to find my peace. So there are times when I just pick my skates up, go out on the road, skate. There are times when I get a good workout or dance it out. But my horses give me peace. I wake up 4:30 in the morning. I go to the race course. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be with my horse. I want to do my ride and just get my peace. Then it's like my morning coffee.
Wow, so this is beautiful. And you know what? I'm going to post the show. I'm going to make a request. I want to come and see your horse someday.
You must.
I would. And I'm also going to tell her about 2 shows which I'm telling you guys as well. A show called Yellowstone and a show called 1883 which is like a prequel of Yellowstone. There's one more जो मैंने अभी तक देखा नहीं है. It's about Montana in America and it's about a horse ranch and about how this rancher is trying to keep his horses and his property to himself. It's a phenomenon. So Kevin Costner is in Yellowstone and he is freaking unbelievable. Like there are so many times when I would pause the show, I would call my wife and say, oh my god, I've got goosebumps. What was that dialogue? What was that storytelling? Oh my lord. Then I'd make her say, like in the middle of everything, she's not even watching the show. I'd be like, just sit here 2 minutes, just watch this last scene that I saw. It is so powerful. It is such a brilliant show. And if you're a horse lover especially, you just get to see so many horses in that. Wild horses and you know, good, you know, like proper like horses with like the way you would ride them right now. When I say wild, because there are also Indians, Native Americans in that. So उनके जो horses है वो बहुत अलग किस्म के Mustangs जो होते हैं वो अलग होते हैं.
Different
I'm sorry, this is such a major digression from where we were. We got into horses right now.
Yeah, we just like
but because you said you love horses, I said you should watch these 2 shows.
I must.
They're amazing and also amazing actors with it.
Of course.
Like phenomenal stuff in any case. But you know what? This has been such an interesting conversation with you. बहुत सारी बातें की हमने. We spoke about some interesting things. I want to wish you all the very best for Mumbai Diaries.
Thank you so much.
यार मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि कितना टाइम लगेगा ना मुझे मालूम नहीं होता. Depends on my guest and the conversation that we are having and कभी-कभी मालूम नहीं पड़ता है कितना समय हो चुका है. But I hope you guys stuck around till the end and I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. As I always say, सब कुछ आजकल फ्री में मिलता है आपको. You know, whether it's music, whether it's television or whatever, the one thing that you can do to show your love for the people that entertain you, that make you happy, is share their content with others and tell more people about them. तो अगर आपने इश्क नेक्स्ट डोर देखा और अगर आपको अच्छा लगा तो ज़रूर सबको बताइए. शेयर स्टोरी ऑन योर इंस्टाग्राम. आजकल तो थ्रेड्स भी आ चुका है, वहाँ पे बात करो लोगों के साथ. हाँ, both of us are you on it already?
No, I'm gonna get on it.
She's gonna get on it. I'm already on it. जो इंस्टाग्राम होता है वही थ्रेड्स पे भी वही हैंडल होगा. वो अच्छा कर दिया इंस्टाग्राम ने. वैसे भी ट्विटर तो अभी वो थोड़ा पागल हो चुका है तो मैं I'm quite happy that we've got an alternative for that. So follow her on all platforms, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, जहाँ पे भी है. Please follow her and show her a ton of love the way you've shown her for मान मेरी जान and her earlier shows. इश्क नेक्स्ट डोर के लिए भी ढेर सारा प्यार देना. And you know, follow the MJ show. Share this video so that her journey, her fantastic story is known by a lot more people, especially her fans. बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनको मालूम भी नहीं है कि ये शायद हो चुका है, ये conversation हो चुका है. तो please share करो लोगों के साथ so that you can get to know more about the amazing journey of my guest today.
I am so glad. I'm so sorry that I'm cutting you, but I'm so glad that we did this, and I just love the way we've had this conversation. This is a lot of love. This is a lot of passion. It clearly shows that he comes from a space where he really wants to not necessarily out there make a difference, but just have fun, have real stories out there. So thank you for being you. I've enjoyed myself.
Thank you very much. For all of your fans, straight into your camera now, please tell them to subscribe to the MJ show. Because you know, ये लगता है कभी-कभी ना कि यार ये important नहीं है, मगर बहुत important होता है. Because every artist at the end of the day, what do we want? We want our content to be seen. मैं तो चाहता हूँ कि यार ये जो कहानियाँ मैं MJ show के थ्रू मैं आप तक ला रहा हूँ, जिसके अभी 10 साल होने को आए, मैं चाहता हूँ कि 10, 20, 100 years after I'm gone, these stories will still be relevant. When you look at an episode, this is her journey till now. This will never change.
Yeah.
This is her story, and if you ever want to know more about her when she's won her Academy Award or Filmfare
I love
Award,
that.
yeah,
I love
this
it.
is when
Or the
you go-
Oscars.
or the, that's what I mean. Academy Award, Oscar वही तो बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
Oscars.
That's what you'll go and see कि हाँ origin story कहाँ थी, क्या किया था in her first few years in the industry. So this story will still be relevant. And as I always say to all my guests, when you got something new coming out, come back on the show and we'll talk a little bit more and see where we'll pick up from
where we left off.
where we left off.
I am going to be the first one to hop on that bandwagon. But I have to say,
that.
please subscribe to the MJ show. He brings out great content, great conversation, and I think it's only up and above from here. 10 years, this is just the beginning.
Thank you so much, everybody. This is pretty much all the time we have for now. That's Natasha. I'm Mihir. See you soon.
See you soon.